And welcome. We're super excited for this interview in the making. I feel like I always get people in my DMs asking me, Brice, you need to get this person on. You need to get this person on. And so it's like, listen, in 2024, I am listening to the people. I am so excited to welcome to the Purple Pants podcast my friend, the star, the queen. You may know her from Big Brother 24, the winner. But let's welcome to the podcast, Taylor Hale.
Ding, ding, ding. This is my
Yeah.
ding right here.
Okay,
Ding, ding, ding,
listen.
ding, ding, clink, clink.
It's not a podcast if you're not wetting the whistle. So cheers.
You hear
Oh,
that? It's nice and wet.
I,
Real
oh,
wet.
I don't know if my whistle don't sound like that. My whistle sound a little different, but
Ah,
listen, it goes down. Well, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. I feel like I'm low key freaking out, but it
oh,
is.
please.
I am. So here's listen. I think I always was like nervous around you. I don't know why. I feel like the first time I met you, I feel like it was in Philly for Big D's birthday party, and it was like right after you won. And so
What?
like we had
Yeah.
just a minimal interaction. And so like, I was just like, oh my God, it's Taylor, it's Taylor, it's Taylor. And so every time after that, I always felt like every time I would see you, I'd be like, Taylor, hi. But honestly, it was when we went to Dayton, Ohio for Brice and Wynn Presents the Real Talk. And we got to really actually hang out. And I think it was like maybe after we had gone out, I had texted you like, hey girl, what you doing? And you was like, why ain't you up here with me so we could cut
Hello?
up? And I was like, okay. And we had us a good old cut up session. I think that's really when I was like, oh my God, Taylor's an actual person, right? Because I just
Oh,
feel like I put you on this pedestal, like you're amazing and you hold yourself to such a high standards. Even like when you're in your presence, you truly radiate. So sometimes it's just like, oh my God. But it was really like us literally on the floor laughing for
no,
hours.
he's not exaggerating. On the floor of the hotel room, I got a new ab that night,
Listen.
wrapping at my sides from laughing so hard.
It didn't even make no sense. And it just wouldn't stop. And I was like trying to leave, and then something else funny would say. So it was just crazy.
And then we
So
started singing a song. We were
yeah,
saying like Temptations or New
temptation.
Edition or
We were
somebody.
okay. Yes, we had us a good old time. And I think really honestly in that moment, I was like, wow, like I love Taylor. Like, I think that she's like so dope, so amazing. And so I was just so happy to have those like little moments with you. Cause I feel like in this realm, which I'm sure you can be familiar with, we meet a lot of people. And a lot of the times it's just high and by.
Mhm.
And it's not until you have those like little intimate moments that really kind of break down the walls. So again, I'm just very grateful for that. How would you say your 2023 ended? Or how would you summarize your 2023?
Oh my. Okay. Well, first of all, I just gotta address all that stuff that
Okay,
you let
sorry.
in with, baby boy. I mean, okay. First of all, I love you. I love you so much, and I want to say, when was Big D's party the first time I met you, or was it your Survivor finale party in LA? I forget which was first.
So I want to say it would have been Big
It was Big
D's.
D's. It was Big
Big
D's.
D's,
You walked
yes.
in, and I was like, an angel. Look at this face, and you were so nice and stupid little brand new to the reality CBS family world. I was like, I don't know who you are. Hello. And you were like, Queen. And I was like, what is your name?
Right. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. I
No.
just work at the door.
Oh, please. It's one of those weird things, this whole reality community. Ooh, am I gonna get into it already? Okay. It's one of those things, being in a space where like you just don't know how other people in this reality space relate to you, or if they even relate to you.
Right.
Sometimes you don't know if it's a surface level coworker type of friendship or relationship. You don't know if it's a genuine friendship. And on the flip side of all of that, like sometimes you don't even know if I myself have the energy, space, time to invest and explore in new relationships and then just get burned or hurt in the end. So
Talk
it's
about it.
scary. It's really scary to be in the space and want to be welcoming and want to usher in a new era and pay tribute to the old era and have your real crew and have this extended satellite cruise that happen. But you always have to ask yourself, what is valuable and good and feeds my soul? And a lot of times being in these spaces can not feed your soul. I don't want to call it soul sucking or draining, but it's very exhausting to be in a position where you don't know if someone has genuine intentions or not. And I don't want to get too woo woo, but I mean, Brice, when I first met you, I was like, this is just like a radiant piece of matter that we have been so lucky to have on this earth. And I wanted to investigate that like budding friendship relationship. Big D's party was so much fun and crazy. And it was my first time partying with a lot of reality people. But I just kept thinking back. And like, I remember calling you afterwards and being like, oh my God, like, I feel like you have my back and I can't wait to go to your events and I feel safe around you. Thank you for being a person like that that's been in my life in this new era in my life for so long, and now deepening that friendship. Like, I will never forget rolling on the floor of a hotel room laughing with you. That is a core memory. But to talk about how my 2023 ended, I feel like a chapter was closing to end 2023. You know, I did reindeer games, which was so fun and was a much sooner return to reality TV than I expected.
Yes.
But it was fun. And I feel like it was the experience I needed to have to not be so sour on other reality experiences. Big Brother, especially specifically when we talk about, would you come back? Would you come back? I feel like reindeer games showed me that I can have a fun experience, the experience I expected to have. But I feel like, as far as talking about chapters closing, I feel like I fulfilled the reality bug that I needed to fulfill. And my time being at this peak of like influencer space and super in the face of everybody and super visible and very accessible. And I think that goes in hand with having been, up until Jag won, the reigning winner of Big Brother. Like, I wanted to be very visible and present. And especially as the first Black woman to win, there are so many layers. Along with being the first Black woman to win Big Brother, there's the layers of the way I was treated and how it resonates with people. Like, I wanted to be visible and accessible for the fans because I know how personal it was for so many people. But I think I've kind of hit my max now of being accessible on a one-to-one basis now. Like, there's only so much of myself that I can give to everybody else without either losing or not recognizing who I am anymore. And so like, I have to close that chapter, or not even the chapter, close that book and start writing a new one. And this new book, a sequel, maybe even a prequel, who knows, it's going to be a space where I can pursue what I want to do, not be ashamed of my reality career, maybe even have my reality career continue in it. But it's definitely going to be a book that's more about what drives me, what I'm driven by, what I want to pursue, and what I want to achieve for myself, not for anybody else or what it means for anybody else.
I think that's so relatable, Taylor, right? Because so many people have maybe this one thing in their life where it is what got them to a place, and they have a hard time. Like, I don't even know what the word really is, but sometimes we have a hard time of like saying goodbye to it, right? Because people are scared that like if you say goodbye to something, maybe that opportunity will not come again. And maybe I need to kind of keep beating this dead horse. But in reality, my mom always says like another door won't open until you close another one. And so I think that it's so important that you actually like, can say, you know what, I'm gonna put this book on the shelf. And, I can still see the shelf, but, I'm going to start writing my next journal. And who knows, I might get that itch to, go back and revisit that book. You never know, but I definitely think it's so important to be like intentional. And so some people have that fear of like, if I close this chapter, it will never come back again. Is that something that you experience, like in saying like, you know what, I'm going to close this chapter? Or is it really truly walking out on faith and saying, you know what is for me is going to be for me, and I'm going to walk into this new chapter and I'm going to see what God has for me?
It's interesting, right? I think it's kind of twofold. I come from the pageant world where you have no choice but to close that chapter and walk away. And I literally look at my crown every day. It is up there on the shelf. So literally, to take your example, I have something on the shelf right now that is a reminder of my past that I can never go back to. But I look at it and I am honored and reminded of the accomplishment. And I will never let anybody shame me for that accomplishment. And it inspires me to keep going. Now, if we're talking specifically about reality TV, sure, there is a little bit of fear of like, okay, am I being dramatic or even fully honest with myself if I'm saying I want to walk away from this space or create distance from this space? Like, is that dramatic? Is it degrading or ignoring what gave me the opportunities that I have now? And on top of all of that, am I sending another message to other people that enjoy being in this reality space over and over? Am I subliminally sending them a message saying that I devalue what fulfills them? Those are, of course, I don't want to do any of those things.
Right.
And I hope I haven't. But it's just understanding that what is good for me is taking this platform and moving forward. And what has been more harmful for me has been like circling around the platform like a funnel downwards. That's what it's been for me. So I will always be just like so proud of myself and honored and unashamed of the experiences and influencing opportunities I had through Big Brother and reindeer games also. But it's not bad for me to walk forward. And I can walk forward and look in the rearview mirror without it derailing me or being afraid that I'm going to crash in the future.
Absolutely. And think about when you're driving, though, right? When you're driving, moving forward, it is imperative that we look in that rear view mirror.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't, how you getting over? So it's like, I think that two things can be true at the same time, right? Where it's like you absolutely can move forward and you absolutely can keep that rear view mirror in there because it's protection, it's safety. It's like, almost guiding you.
It better. You need to know about your surroundings and your past before you go forward. Otherwise, you're just going to be lost moving forward.
Absolutely.
And what if you brake too hard? Then you're going to get crashed from the back.
Okay.
Now what?
And if you don't keep your eyes forward, you might crash into something. You might roll over something. So, like, sounds like we just might need to get in that Tesla self-drive and just call it a day because I'm not trying to get rear-ended. What was it like for you, though? Or maybe I am, but, that's a different podcast.
I mean, I'm not holding you back. I support your pursuits.
Listen. Okay.
I'm a great young woman.
Oh, listen, that you are. Listen, that you are. What was it like ushering in the new season of Big Brother? I know from the Survivor standpoint, I know that some winners or some players, they almost go through this like depression cycle where it's like their time is over and it's like hard to see other new people in the spotlight. What was it like for you?
I said, here, damn, take it. Take the crown. Take it.
Who won it? Here, but Bowie J have it. Saree, where you at?
All y'all take it. No, I think it was so fun. Like that's the whole point of going to LA for these finale parties and all the things that happen. I mean, you every season, 2 times a year, you do this with the Survivor parties. I do it once a year, and this is my first time doing it with Big Brother. And having watched the show happen in real time, not having met anybody except for pre-jurors, before actually getting to LA, being in the space for finale. It was so cool. And I'll never forget how much the season 23 cast being present and active when season 24 first got out the house meant to me. I needed guidance. I needed help. It was my first time in LA since I was in high school. I didn't know where anything was. I didn't know who to talk to or hang out with. I had questions. I wanted to meet people. And they were there and present, and they hosted us for everything. They took us out everywhere. They sent us here, sent us there. They held our hands when we really needed it. And because you never forget it, I will never forget that kindness. And I wanted so badly to also pursue that with 25 because they came off a 100-day season, little psychopaths. That's some crazy shit. It's crazy. I know, right?
I'm right. Like that's a lot. And again, I think Survivor is hard, but windows, like being with people that you don't like. Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
It's too much. So just being present and not only saying, all right, I won last season. Congratulations, Jag, but actually being there, meeting his friends, his family, introducing him to and everyone else that I got to meet from 25, embracing them and making sure they know they have a place in this community, even if I'm not going to be that much active anymore. It's so fulfilling to know that you can walk away from that space and say, okay, I think like they're good. like I'm a big sibling for the first time, right? Like you're good, you're set up, and I can walk away and do my own thing. And I'm always here if you need to call me. And it's
Love that.
so fulfilling to be in that position now without feeling that extra pressure of being the face of a season
Right.
that's currently being embraced and heralded and all those things. So it's cool to now be in a position where I can always give advice, always lend a hand, always help out if necessary, but also not have that pressure of like being so meaningful and impactful and responsible for everything in the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't even know how you deal with it because I see just a little bit of it on social media, and I'm like, I don't know
Mm.
how that could be a reality. It takes a lot of strength. On the reindeer games, we saw you get a little emotional during this process. Like, what was the most surprising aspect of just being a part of the reindeer games?
Ooh, I think number one, being able to play freely. You know, I try not to talk about 24 like it's a sob story because at the end of the day, it's a story of triumph and so resilience and all those other things, right? But I think we all know in 24, Big Brother, I didn't have the space to walk in and play whatever game I wanted to play. If I wanted to be brash, bold, bombastic, anything, I didn't have that runway. I had that runway in reindeer games, and I had so much fun. And I just remember being so excited about getting recruited and going on Big Brother 24, and then immediately having the idea of playing a reality TV game squashed. But now I got the chance to play a game freely and have fun and be ridiculous and stupid and make good decisions, make bad decisions. On top of all of that, I'm playing this game with the legacy that inspired me to go on the show. Xavier's right there in lockstep with me. Danielle Reyes, the last person I watched before going on to my season of Big
Wow.
Brother, is there. She comes down the stairs, she looks at me and X and goes, "Whoa," or like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I'm like, what do you mean, oh my God? Like, this is, I am so fresh and green and new to this whole space. And already I get to be in the space with the actual community. I don't think people really understand how redemptive and fulfilling that experience was for me. And so to go far in the game and, I didn't need to prove myself. Like I didn't go into reindeer games feeling like I have to prove that I can be a good player and this is going to be good for my life. Like I just wanted to play a game. But going as far as I did, making the decisions I did, winning on my own, winning with a team, playing socially, I think it just reaffirmed to myself and everybody like, no, Taylor is good at reality games. Like I am a competitor. I have my way of playing these games that are valid and understandable and defendable. So yeah, I got emotional for so many personal public reasons. And I'm just really grateful that this 10-day filming experience gave me so much and made me feel like, okay, I've checked the boxes of what I need to do in the reality space.
Now, we know you are on to a new chapter, and we know that that chapter is going to be successful and fruitful because we speak things into existence here on the Purple Pants podcast. So that's without a question. Um, I know I've seen you talk about like your resistance to doing other reality TV shows down the line. Um, has the reindeer games changed that thought process, or is it still like, yeah, see you later, I'm good?
No, yeah, there are some shows I would definitely still pull up for. Traders needs to get rid of their like the buggy aspect. They have like a bug challenge in one. So if they got rid of that for a season, I would pull up for Traders,
Okay.
especially if it was all reality again. I would do the Amazing Race in a heartbeat.
Oh.
I feel like I have like a good 3 or 4 people from the Big Brother world that I would knock Amazing Race out of the park with.
Name some names. Who are they?
Okay, well, number one, Joseph,
Oh,
obviously. And
okay.
like, let's be honest, that would be so funny. Like friends to partners to best friends, and now they're doing the race together. Like that would be so fun to do that with him. Michael Bruner,
Oh.
boy needs a win, and I think we would be a really great team together. And then I think Xavier and I would be a really good team as well.
Oh.
And that'd be fun, like back to
N-
back first. Now they're taking on the race.
That would be fun. That's like interesting. I figured Joseph, but like I could see you and Xavier. That would be really interesting. Oh, let
Yeah,
me
I'd be
this
down.
you heard it here first. Now, what about Survivor?
Is this you just telling me you want to do it with me?
I'm I'm just saying, like, would you do Survivor? Like, what's your
Oh, would
thoughts?
I do Survivor? I thought you said
Survivor. Yeah.
Survivor would you do the race with?
Well, I mean, we know the answer to that. That's
We would be shits and gigs if we did the race
Oh,
together. Are you kidding
girl,
me?
we would be. Well, which Taylor? Where are we going?
I was like, we gotta
Taylor,
carry this heavy thing. Can you carry
my back hurt too. Can you carry
this?
it? Okay, yeah, no. Where Phil at? Where Phil? Yeah, child. Listen, we would
Who's
be
Phil?
cutting
No,
that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know who Phil is. Would I do Survivor?
Yes.
The short answer is yes. The long answer is fuck no. Like the short answer is anything that is shorter than Big Brother is a walk in the park. Am I specifically calling Survivor a walk in the park? No. No, I can't even camp. Like my idea of camping is a cabin trip. And when I say cabin trip, I mean like give me the full luxe
Yes.
3-story cabin with the
You need
fireplace and the
the
hot tub.
jacuzzi. Yes.
That is camping to me. We're making pot roast for dinner and drinking red wine. That's camping to
I'm
me.
not.
Okay?
I'm not mad.
Right. So that girl doing Survivor. I don't know.
I think after the first like 2 days after the shell shock, because I wasn't out there that long, but after the shell shock of it all, Survivor really surprises you at like, oh, what, like how adaptable as people we are. So
Right.
I think after 1, 2, maybe 3 days for you, I think that you would really kind of get into it.
That's
So
what I feel like. I'm like, if I'm in the environment, there's no way out. I'd be like, all right, it's 28 days or however 20 something days now. Like I can tough it out.
right. So okay, well, we can see your eyes now. Your
Don't
thoughts
call me.
on your thoughts on the challenge.
Lord.
Because now, mind you, I feel like I'm being facetious because like I already know your answer. However,
What's my answer? What's my
I
answer?
mean, I feel like you'd be good on the challenge. I feel like it would be a no for you on the Challenge USA. But like after seeing someone, well, what would you do it? Let me get my thoughts out because honestly, like
Right.
after
I'm
seeing
someone, I'm listening.
after seeing like my good friend Desi Williams win, right? Like I feel like Taylor could kill this. I do see a lot of like the negative. Sometimes there's a lot of like drama that gets mixed in with those shows. But I think from a fan perspective, seeing you out there, I think would be so amazing.
So how much of this do I want to say? Okay. I don't like the drama. This dog. Can you hear my dog?
I can hear him. He sounds so cute.
Benji, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's trying to run away now. I'm so sorry I'm interrupting this podcast. So
listen, please.
I am not a fan of all the drama that comes with being on the challenge. And I think that goes back to what I was saying about like, I don't know. No, I do know this. It is not healthy for me to stay in an environment where like drama is incentivized, building a rivalry with someone is incentivized. I would much rather just play a game and this dog's gonna drive me crazy. I would much rather just play a game. And I don't think that doing the challenge would give me the space to do that. That being said, I kind of feel like anybody else that sits at home and watches the show, mind you, like I have watched seasons of the show and I've enjoyed it. So I feel like anybody else, or you're watching on your couch and you're like, I'd be good at that. I would not be good at that. I'd be good at that. Like there are parts of the show that I enjoy and would like to participate in. So here's my suggestion.
Okay.
I think the challenge does a public experience where you can have the fans and influencers come in and do maybe like 3 or 4 challenges. And so you can say, yeah, I was good at that, or oh my God, I was so bad at that, without having to go through the whole casting process and being on the show. So if they pulled something like that together, I would enthusiastically jump in and participate. But going away, filming the whole show, and then like risking personal relationships and doing the networking and the politicking before even getting on a season, it's just not healthy for me.
Yeah. No, we
You know,
respect it. I mean, I said what I said. I still would love to see you out there because I think that like you would be so interesting to watch, but we absolutely can respect that. Now, you did touch on Joseph, and we
yeah.
over here at the Purple Pants podcast love us some Joseph. What
On the
was
Zaddy
I
calendar.
mean, we was going to get there, but we could get there. So I guess my first question was, what was your initial thought when you saw that Joseph was the cover of the Brice Isaiah Zaddy calendar?
Well, I didn't know he was the cover. I thought he had a month. So I was clowning him. I was like, so what month are you? Are you Mr. December? Are you Mr. January? Are you Mr. June? He's like, no, I'm the cover. I said, oh. He's like, oh, it's giving Sports Illustrated
Okay,
Maxim cover girl.
listen.
Okay. Okay. No, that was amazing. The thing about Joseph is that, God, where do I even start with all of this? He's literally become one of my closest friends in the world. And I'm so lucky that our friendship evolved from friendship to lovers sounds so dramatic, but like romantic partners that were deeply in love. And then we went back into a friendship and it has been so beautiful and fulfilling and amazing. He's literally on the same tier of friendship as the friends that I had before going on to reality TV, which like I didn't expect to happen. You never anticipate that happening when you go on to film something like this. So I'm just really, really grateful for that friendship. And we clown the shit out of each other all the time. So this cover situation, well deserved. I love give sexy, give sexuality, give sensual, and then use that big brain at your lawyer job too.
Okay. Yes. Joseph is amazing. And again, I never expected the friendship that I have with Joseph either, right? Where it's like, all I do is clown. So it's like 90% of our conversations are us just clowning back and forth. But I also love how like he's so sensitive, he's so intuitive, he's so uplifting, he's so supportive. It's like,
Yeah.
Joseph. And when Joseph first met me, he was like stalking me. He was just so enamored by just I had to be like, back up, I
Oh, really?
I will go
Well,
to
really?
events and
That's what was happening, right?
I was
Because
like,
I'll never forget that night because we got like flamed online. I guess I remember people like fans pulled up to try to be like, is this jailer relationship real or fake? I'll never forget that. And so we were just like dancing, having a good time on each other. And there were literal cameras like thrown in our faces from that VIP section. People were like, is it real or is it fake? And then someone got mad that we didn't come down to take pictures, but like people were yanking on my arms, yanking on my clothes, like trying to grab on his chest. We were like, we gotta go.
well,
So
I
what's he talking to you
apologize.
that night? What's he
That
talking
was
to
me.
you
That was me grabbing on his chest. I'm sorry, Joseph. I'm sorry. My hand just reached you. But so
that night?
let's talk about the Jaybirds real quick because first of all, there's one Instagram account, like I think it's like the Jaybirds. The support and the love that they show you, and just me even being your friend, the love that they show me, it's like first of all, shout out to that account because I appreciate that. But like, what
Come
does
on.
that feel like having accounts solely based on like sometimes I'm like, child, are they putting out better content than Taylor? Like that, like it's like, where are y'all getting this stuff from? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I look at these fan edits sometimes, not even of like me being in a relationship, but just the individual fan edits. I'm not gonna like some of them put me in the best mood when I'm having a bad day. I'm like, ooh, I love that song. Oh, I look good there. And, oh, I was cute in that shot. It's like these people are so talented. But when you have fan accounts specifically documenting your relationship, it's so tricky. And I'm very lucky. I think he and I are very lucky that we have amazing fans, like collectively as individuals. But when you open up your phone and you have messages from fan accounts or like fans, anything like that, and they say, like, why are you not spending more time in this space with him? Or why is he not coming to see you here? Or why were you only at this event for so long? Or did you know he's hanging out with this person? And did you know that she's hanging out with this person? And you should look out for this other person because they're more their type. And you should look out for this person because you're more their type. And it's like, can I just pursue the career that I want to have and be in a relationship at the same time? The answer was no. But we tried. But I think there's one end where the support is fun and it's exciting and you just want to show admiration and respect for the people that put in so much effort to highlight the good of your relationship. But the handoff is this demand for every detail, and not just a demand, but an entitlement to everything that is the inner workings of your relationship. And also an approach where people believe that they have more information than they do. So people will be like, well, I'm just doing this because I'm looking out for you. Or I think you don't have all the information, so I'm telling you everything I know. And I'm like, you're telling me everything you know based on...
Have you met me? Have you met him? Have you
like you're looking at the Instagram likes and you're giving me information. Like, I'm sitting next to the man.
Right.
And that's not to say that, like, maybe in another relationship or whatever, like I hear stories of people being like, well, someone DM'd me and I learned this and then I heard all these bad things on our relationship. That was not the case with me and Joseph. And I think also, like, there's this desire when a relationship ends to take sides, or especially in the reality space, see toxicity or blame one, blame the other. So our ability to literally remain best friends is very sketchy to a lot of people. And it's so upsetting because it's like, I still get messaged to this day whenever we post each other. It's like, oh, well, you're just using him for content. And it's like, he's one of my best friends.
Right.
And he's a public figure. I'm very protective of my friends that are not public figures because people have DM'd me my friends' addresses. People have said vile things about my friends from my private life who are not public figures. So I do my best to protect them now. And so most of the people that you'll see me posting are other public figures. And the one that I spend the most time with happens to be Joseph, my best friend. So it's hard to just spend time with and share your best friend and get these accusations of where are your real friends? You don't share them. You're just trying to get more money by posting him. It's like, it's hard to feel like you have to defend how genuine you are. So I'm just in a space now where it's like, I'm kind of tired of explaining myself. I can't say that I'm done because I'll have my moments where I'm sure I'll pop off or respond to things, but I am less inclined, less incentivized. I have less desire to set the record straight. At this point, it's kind of like, it is what it is. And I heard this one phrase, you have to be okay with letting people be wrong about you. And that's what I'm really working on now.
Now, that's a word, okay? You got to let that go. What would you say is like one of the biggest things that you've learned about yourself from that relationship with Joseph? Because I mean, I think that everyone comes in your life for a reason, a season, and things happen for a reason. So I feel like, one, the fact that you guys are best friends, in my opinion, is like, that's the blessing right there, right? Yeah. Like, sometimes people go through relationships and friendships end. So the fact that like yours is more even bubbling now, I think is a testament just to you two. But is there something that you've learned about yourself or relationships, period, going through that relationship? Because I would imagine that off of a show, winning, and like, I'm like, how are you even managing all of that?
I try to give myself grace. That's my answer. It's like, I famously give other people grace. And am I just a gracious person, or do I just let people like be loud and wrong in their own corner? More so the latter, but if people want to believe I'm being gracious, so be it. What I deserve and owe myself is patience and grace with myself. So being in that relationship, feeling like one of the only people that I could really talk to everything about and be locked in with being him, I don't regret any of the actions from how I navigated being in a public relationship, analyzing friendships around that relationship. Like, I don't regret how often or little I was able to fly out to see him, or how often or little he was able to fly out to see me. But I took it hard in the moment because as a human being, as a partner, romantic partner, there's so much pressure to do it the right way.
Right.
And I have to look back at that space and say, like, this was so brand new to me. I can't think immediately of anybody that came off Big Brother or Survivor or Amazing Race in the recent years that had so much attention and communal support and attention around them like I did at that time. I don't say that to be cocky. I just say that to be like, I feel like I was going through something uniquely different in recent history.
Right.
So I didn't have a lot of people I could turn to that could relate to me. And I'm not going to be upset with myself from being in a public relationship. Now, I definitely learned I'm not going to do that again. That's not my MO at the end of all of it, but I can't be upset with myself for pursuing what I did, believing in the love, and being in a relationship and doing it publicly. Like, who am I to be upset for being someone in love and doing it publicly?
And what is your love tank like now? Like, what is your prospects of love in the future? Is it something where it's like, if it comes, it comes? Is it something where it's like, I'm focusing on my career? Or is it something where it's like, sometimes you just got, please yourself and, but people don't talk about that, right? Like sometimes it's like when you're focusing on your
Oops, Miss Elliott and tweets. Okay.
Okay. Oh, oops. Oh my, wait. I know the words of that song. Wait.
Oops,
Oops.
there goes my shit up over
Up
my
over my.
head.
Oops.
Oh my. Oops.
Now I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Now that's my first of all. What do you know about tweet? Okay, because smoking cigarettes at night. Ooh. I won't
Listen.
complain. Ooh, you don't know you don't know nothing about Southern Hummingbird. But anyway.
Anyway. Not like I was just singing the lyrics, but you weren't. But okay.
I had the harmony. If I didn't give you that harmony,
Mm.
you would have. Oops, there goes my shirt up over my skirt. Oh my!
It's the head over the head.
I know the words. I do. I just need to hear the three words of the first verse, and then I got you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do a plug for Balesa since they've taken great care of me. They've been an amazing brand. I'm really excited about just like ongoing work that I have with them, and I finally am able to get paid for. I was not allowed to get paid to work with them for quite some time, but now we're in that space together, and I'm so happy. So women finding self-pleasure, self-love, I'm always a proponent of that. We don't shame for anyone's sexual pleasure over here.
Okay.
But as far as like the love capacity goes, I am someone that is full of so much love to give, but I am so picky. Now, like love and sex are two different things. Okay. So like if I need to get mine, I'm gonna get mine.
Okay.
Okay. Without shame. But when it comes to love, like I'm very, very selective in who gets access to me like that. Because not everyone is deserving of the love that I can provide. So am I like, I'm not in a position where I'm like, I have to get married by this date and this time and this age and have kids by this age. And like, no. I would like it to happen in a certain time frame-ish, like within a decade. But that's plenty of time. Okay. So my focus right now is when I get to LA, my career. I have my own aspirations that I'm going to pursue, that I am pursuing, that I'm so over the moon for. And would it be amazing to be able to come home at night and have a loving, supportive partner? Yes. But there's a difference between knowing what it takes to have a loving, supportive life partner and just having your bed warm at night. Two different things.
Two different things. But a warm bed sometimes, sometimes, I'm on a road to a better Brice myself, right? And I try not to allow my personal space to be occupied with people that I know aren't deserving. But I would be a hypocrite if I got on here and said that sometimes I know that person is not deserving, but Big Mama got needs. And so, I don't feel shame in that, but I do know that like it's like at some point, it's like when you know better, you do better. And like, you have to really you got to stand by it. But sometimes
no, love and sex are two different things.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Okay.
Like,
all right.
Get yours.
Because sometimes it be the ones that's like, the worst, the F boys, sometimes, whew, but the service they can provide. I mean, I'm
You
just
are you are utilizing a service.
okay.
Some people fulfill certain things, and I'll say it, you use them for what they can provide.
So, and I know this interview is supposed to be about you, but let me tell you my dilemma with that.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
So a part of my dilemma with that is I agree, right? And so I feel like I've got a healthy balance, but sometimes I do feel like it's a comfort blanket for me, right? Where it's like because I have this situation, it's like I don't really look out, I don't really look around because it's like, all I got to do is cuckoo. And so sometimes I do believe that it really is just like sex and relationships are so different, but sometimes I do feel like um it's a distraction because if I didn't have this distraction in my life, like maybe different opportunities, maybe I would stay out an hour later somewhere and you never know who I would be instead of me, driving home. Just on the highway, like, get off my way. I ain't even looking in the rearview mirror. Okay, girl, I'm just getting home. Okay, beep, beep.
Slam the door and run. You just hear footsteps. Doop, 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 doop.
Okay, so that's real sometimes.
That's fine. I mean, just don't let it block the bag.
I mean, well, I don't block the bag. Uh, please. So now the bag
I don't
and
know.
that
I
it
don't
doesn't.
know.
But sometimes I feel like it does provide if I didn't have it in my life, maybe I would be available and open to like other situations. So I feel like that's just my personal dilemma.
I hear your testimony. I support you on the journey that is most beneficial to you.
Okay,
And
well
if the one
listen.
that's most beneficial, maybe it's like Legally Blonde, right? Like working at exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins, like happy people, endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't kill their husbands. Like you need your endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people aren't miserable people.
I mean that is true.
Yeah, get
That is
yours.
right. Sometimes when people be like, "Are you in a relationship?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." But I'll be like, "I'm not lonely though." Like, just okay. Don't I don't need no pity. But okay. So we seen you this year attend numerous red carpets. Correspondent. We see you doing these interviews on E. I said, "Look at my girl. Okay, she over here shining." Is there anything that like what was one of your favorite interviews or moments on the red carpets?
Ooh, so I don't think anything will top the Grammys.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
which again, I tell like friends and family all the time. I always catch myself saying, "I am so sorry for the sentence that's about to come out of my mouth," and then I'll say something like ridiculous that I did, like, "Oh, when I flew from the Grammys to the Super Bowl, then I went to this party." Like it's crazy, right? This is ridiculous things to be able to say. But I just remember being on the carpet at the Grammys, and we got there early so we could have our time on the carpet and get through interviews. I could get through interviews and do photos and everything. But then we just got to like hang out and walk up and down as much as we wanted to on the carpet. And it was crazy seeing how many legitimate celebrities, legitimate musicians were just right there,
Mm,
right there walking next to me. I remember Sam Smith's entourage, Sam Smith
okay.
and Kim Petras. They came through with the Unholy entourage, and their group was just so big. I was standing on the carpet. They just like came in this giant group, and in their Grammys carpet photo, I was literally in a corner and we had to like duck out the way because they just came through so big. So thank God there's not a picture where I'm like visibly crouching in the back, but literally in that photo, I'm like hiding behind somebody. So I'm not photo bombing them. It was hilarious. And then I thought of another moment, but I already lost it. So it's going to pop in my head. I just know it will. Damn. I had a good
Mm.
one.
I remember when you guys were at the Grammy, and it was so fun to watch like Joseph's stories of it all because you kind of got to see like almost as if like you were there. And so it was just
Yeah.
so amazing to first of all see y'all there, but also just see the love and to see you shining out there is like so crazy. And your outfits were amazing for the Grammys. So again,
Thank you.
kudos to y'all. Um
Thanks.
Now, what TV shows, what movies, like what does the girl Taylor like? What does she get
Okay,
into? Are you on
so
Netflix? What you on? Hulu? What we watching?
I pay for all of them,
Oh,
unfortunately. I need like
child.
a
Well,
funding discount code. I'm
let me
trying to.
hold that password to Hulu though, okay, girl? Because I
Oh, okay.
let me get
So
that
here's
one.
okay. I have been telling everybody, and I know you got Paramount Plus. I have been telling everybody that I know to watch the show on Paramount Plus called Why Women Kill. Have you heard of it?
So I have heard of it. You're like the third person to tell me about that.
Yes.
Make sure I write that one down too. Okay.
Immediately. You're gonna hang up on this call and you're gonna ignore anything else you have to do for the day and you're gonna watch that TV show. It is
I-
here, let me tell you about it. It's been
Okay.
popping up for months in my TikTok feed. And like, I'm not about watching full TV shows or full movies on TikTok. I'll just scroll real fast. But there was one day I was like, what is this? It got me hooked. I
Oh,
finally caved in after 3 months of this thing being fed to me. I crushed that entire show in one day. It
mm,
is addictive. It is hilarious. It sounds like true crime. It is not true crime. Personally, I hate true crime. It is a comedy. It's the same director and producer of Desperate Housewives. So it's got that like kind of like
okay.
housewivey, a little bit campy comedy, dark comedy vibe.
We like
Watch it. Everybody go watch Why Women Kill on Paramount Plus. It actually came out years ago, but I guess it's just getting like a second win because it's kind of
a
popped
re
off on TikTok right now. Go
I
watch it.
love it. Okay, it's on my topic. Have you seen The Gilded Age on HBO Max?
I have not, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like you, I've seen it, and then it was like one day I was like, all right, because I don't know if you're like this, but sometimes I'll spend 45 minutes trying to find what to watch, and then
Oh,
I don't have any energy. I'm like, F it, I'm gonna go to sleep. Let me turn this off. But
mhm.
I stumbled on The Gilded Age, and again, I love I'm a period piece girly, so I
Yes, give me
love
aristocracy. Yes.
I just love that. And so it's like kind of similar to like Bridgerton a little bit, but I thought that it was well done. It's 2 seasons. You can have it.
Oh, that's it?
It's only 2 seasons. The second season just ended. So, you got maybe about 16 episodes. But it's good though. I feel like it's something you can when I started watching it, I just was like, I'll watch one a night. So I had like
Oh,
somewhat of a treat.
you're better
Uh
than me.
to myself. Right. So what else? Like any other thing you're watching?
Oh,
Anything?
so I've been watching everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Drag Race, so
Okay.
I'm up on the season that just premiered. Do you watch Drag Race?
So yes and no. With being friends with Derek, like I don't have an option because Derek's like, come over, we watching this. I'm like, okay. So I don't watch it, but I know about it. And I think it's like any other addictive reality TV show. After
Yes.
an episode, it just pulls you right in.
You're in, you're in, you're in. Okay, well, they're bringing back Immunity on this season, so like a million and a half reasons to watch. I'm caught up on that. I don't like how they split up the premiere. Like they split all the queens up into
All
two
the
different.
girls are in the house. We gotta wait till Friday gets other like yes. Yeah,
Oh no! And now like half the girls have more screen time already. It's weird to me. I don't like it, but whatever. I'm not RuPaul. I'm not making RuPaul money yet.
yet.
Hello. What else do I love? I'm a Housewives goily.
Okay, okay. Well, so okay. So what is your favorite franchise?
Okay, so we have such a journey to go on here. Years ago, I'm talking 10 plus years ago. Probably like more towards the beginning. Jersey was my favorite. I
Okay.
loved I
Now,
loved when they had Caroline Manzo on there. I loved all her family drama. I loved when it was like all of them against Danielle. It was just,
mm,
she was a crazy villain. It was so good then. When they started getting into the actual inner family in-laws drama, that's when I started to fall off because
what
that's
team are you, Melissa or Teresa?
child, it depends on the day,
Girl,
honestly.
pick it, because it's going to directly determine how the rest of this interview gonna go.
Okay, I'll tell you, I have not caught up on the last 2 seasons, so I
Does
have
it
no
just
idea.
in your mind? Just in your mind.
If I'm married to a man, I expect that man to always take my side. So I'm gonna go with Melissa.
All right, Taylor. Thank you so much for coming on this
You
podcast.
know
We talked to you
what?
that girl. Girl, I'm Team Teresa.
I don't know
But
I don't know what happened though.
yeah,
I need to go back in. You see what I'm saying? But do you
it's a
understand what
lot.
I'm saying? If
I know
I'm
I get
married
it.
to a man, you can't be picking your sister and all that over our family that we have all the time.
So
But
no,
that's the
I
only
mean,
perception I have.
the family dynamics are crazy though, right?
Yes.
So people either love to hate Melissa or love to hate Teresa. But again, I just think it's like there is no Jersey without Teresa, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. That is 100% true. I will never contest that.
Okay, so
I'm just speaking from the one piece of information that I could provide here.
okay.
I'll be damned if my husband is running off and taking the sister's side and doing all that. Is that what's happening? I don't know. But
Well, they're at odds. They ain't friends. They ain't, you know.
tell me you watch Salt Lake City.
Oh, first of all, I don't care what nobody say. Monica ate this season. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
yes, yes.
so I
Mhm.
don't agree with
Right,
Monica,
right.
but if they're Salt Lake City should be grateful for two things: Monica and Mary Cosby. That's it. Okay, because first of
Yeah.
all, Mary Cosby, like, I need somebody just to do a study on her. I just, oh.
As a human race, we need a study on the species, the specimen that is Mary Cosby. Yes.
I just, yeah, and it's funny because mind you, I be getting all the tea from the TikTok and stuff.
Not on
So
TikTok. You follow Kempire?
you know, I follow
I
all of the girlies.
love Kempire. He was getting into Big Brother for a while too.
They mind you, it's almost like sometimes I'm a little too much on TikTok, right? Because it's like I don't even watch shows anymore. I just go to my like the people and the way they break stuff down, it's like, what's the point? But on Salt Lake City, apparently they brought Mary back as a friend because obviously, you know, with our girl with Jen going to jail, they knew
Right.
they needed something. But production was not happy with Mary because, you know, child, she was sitting in the car. Mary was going to do Mary. And after I think episode 1 aired, they had to go back and shoot scenes because they saw how amazing Miss Mary's one-liners were. Like,
She's
again,
too
so
good.
I love me
She's
some Mary
chaotic
Cosby.
but like you need the chaotic weirdo housewives. They have to be there for a reason. I will say with Miss what's her name? The one on this season now, who I forget about already.
Monica.
Monica
Uh,
gave the drama. The reunion was
oh,
hilarious.
I mean, she ate at the reunion too
She
now.
did.
Like,
No, she really did. She would call that girl a bench warming bitch. I was like, oh no. She like that mouth on her, it just doesn't
mm,
stop. But it's so out of place for the group that it's like it
yeah,
radicalizes and shakes up the dynamic. I don't think that she's a housewife that you can have be a sustainable figure for seasons and seasons. Like I don't see
yeah,
there being a real way for her to be part of Salt Lake City in the future without setting the precedent that you can troll your way onto a long-standing reality show role. Like that's not acceptable. Could you imagine? I'm sure you had trolls in your messages. Imagine if they ended up on Survivor and worked hard to be, and like they've been someone who's been dogging you, trolling you for years and years. And now they're not just coming up to your parties, but now they're on your podcast and they're kicking it at your home. And they met your family, they met your closest friends that are on TV. And you turn around and say, wait, these messages, these paragraphs and paragraphs that you
not
DM'd me and messaged everybody else, that was you. Like that's
that's
like
a lot.
that can't be. I'm just taking it personally. That's all it is. I'm just taking
Yeah.
it personally.
So, and I get it, right? Because a reality vaunty is a lot. And so I agree with you. My rebuttal to that is I feel like of all of the franchises, Salt Lake City is a little different in the sense that with the whole Jen thing, with the whole it just is. I definitely agree that it's weird having Monica, but I think that just like any other new housewife, now you can build from the first season, right? You can now have legitimate things of things of things of things of things. But listen, I just want to know: is the Range Rover in your mom name? Okay, like who, like because they need to just add her mom because her mom is a mess and a half as well.
I
But
mean, that's a reality show in its own right. That's a spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff that can go on peacock.com on
okay,
streaming.
I would
And I
be
sit
here
down and
for
watch
it. Do you watch Potomac? Girl.
It's not anymore.
Okay.
I've been tapped out.
Okay.
Look, I used to live in DC. I call it my adult formative years. I spent in DC. And so all the places they go to, the people they hang out with, like I've been at some parties where some of these housewives have been. And I just had to take a step back because it's so they need they need so much more life put into it. They need help. They need help, Potomac.
Okay. Well, it's good. Okay, now I know I could text you about some more things. When I see some stuff, I could send it. Uh,
Please do.
I do want to know, right? You have spoken extensively about your support to the LGBTQ plus community, and first of all, we love it. We love an ally. What do you feel like draws you to this community? Why do you feel that, like, you see us? Like, what is it with us?
Oh man, I think I've just like my mom had these close friends. They're my uncles growing up, and it took me until I was in high school to even realize, oh wait, they're gay. Like, that's how, and maybe it's just from the way they grew up and the communities they grew up, where like they could be gay without explicitly saying it or explicitly coming out over and over to different people. But my like, I just always grew up with black gay people without knowing
Mm,
it. And so I think I was just exposed to the culture in a way that even without it being like hammered over my head of this is gay culture, I was exposed to it and that like this is what gayness is and it's very normal. So normal that I didn't even know that they were not straight, right?
right.
And so I think that in tandem with the media that I consumed growing up, I was watching Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I was watching, oh, that's tequila, baby. I was watching Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I was watching Top Model, America's Next Top Model, where you had Miss J, and nobody questioned what Miss J was doing.
Right.
Like the I saw the mundaneness of queer culture and I saw the hyper femininity and the over the topness of queer culture through media, through my personal life. It was always regular and normal and established to me. So when I got older, which again, it's odd to think about it as coming from a time where like coming out was such a big monumental thing, or the idea or concept of being gay or associating with queer people was so unique and heavy. Growing up and being able to articulate feelings, positions, acceptance was a lot easier and more fluent to me because I wasn't learning about gayness or queerness for the first time. I was just getting the
Mm,
vocabulary for it the first time. So all of that in combination with just this like a knowledge of being a black woman, right? Like a double minority in our society. There are queer black women. There are trans, non-binary. I can't call them non-binary people women, but there are so many layers that other people face that put them at a disadvantage, an unfair disadvantage. And you just have to recognize that if the quote unquote lowest among us are not free, none of us
mm,
are free. So why not use what power and privilege I do have, even before I was in reality, to advocate for a community that is just another extension of my community? Like we're all black, we're all of color, we're all a minority. Why would I not throw my weight behind accepting and embracing that? And then it's a question of what does it mean to accept and embrace? And it's not just a yes, queen, come on,
talk
girl, yes, sis. It is
talk about it.
it's deeper and more complex than that. And that's why I feel grateful to have been recognized as an ally during my time on Big Brother from, my friendship with Michael, or the conversation I had with Turner about him being bi, or the conversations I had about what if I were to have a trans kid, or my fandom of Drag Race. Like there are very natural ways that people could understand, oh, she's not just saying these buzzwords, like these are
Right.
natural pieces of the way that she interacts. And I really didn't want to be just this, I'm gonna say it. I didn't want to be this like fabulous reality star that gay people just love, but doesn't
Mhm.
have any substance behind it. Because y'all know it's like
Mhm.
the gays love a reality girly, but that reality girly might be turning around and donating checks to Trump. So I'm not going to sit here and have majority of my supporters be black women, queer people, and not show up for them. That doesn't make any sense for me. And it's just not who I am.
Yeah, no, well, I appreciate it so much, and again, I think you really hit on such a point for me is that, like, even in like where I work, there'll be some women that I don't even really talk to. I'm just like myself showing up in these spaces, and
Mhm.
we'll be in the break room getting coffee, and I'll be like, oh, okay, let me get this creamer. And then Susan will be like, yes, creamer. Okay. Like, and it's like,
It's giving, I would have voted for Beyonce a third time if I could have. You know, like
right. Like, it's
you
like,
couldn't. So how else are you showing up?
right. And it's like, we appreciate that, but like, just realize there's so much more to us than like what you believe and see. So it's like I respect that and appreciate that so much because yeah, it's standing on business and standing on your words and really like, advocating for minorities, I think is so important. And I don't want to take up too much more of your time,
Well,
but
I'm here. You see, I got your time. You see how much I got?
well, listen, because I feel like one day I couldn't sleep. I want to say it was like maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't sleep. So I was like, let me scroll through TikTok, and I came across your story. And you were packing, and you were just listening to music, just packing. And so I just like put my phone up on my stand. I was like, let me just jam with Taylor and listen to her talk.
Oh
And
my
then,
God.
girl, I woke up,
And I was
bitch.
still
You was
going.
still. I was like, girl, you was just vibing coming in. Hey, Josh, thank you. Like, I was like, see, I could get down with this. So I know you are a music girly because, child, I had 8 hours of it. Uh, what are some of your favorite genres of music?
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Finally, Benji makes his appearance. Say
Uh,
hello, Benji. Say hello. You got so big, Baba.
yes, Benji
My
is the type of dog I love because he looks like he's hyperallergenic. So
my hypoallergenic. I call him a fried chicken dog because when he's curled up in a little circle, he looks like a piece of fried chicken.
look like a thigh, okay?
Mhm. So my taste of music is all over the place. I say I like everything but country, which is very true. I could recognize maybe like a Shania Twain song.
Okay, come on, Shania.
I love some Shania, I really do, but I don't consider myself a country aficionado. My favorite genre, honestly, you know what really gets me going is New Jack Swing. Like
Oh,
that era, that time frame of music. I think because my mom played it all the time growing up, it was just so formative for me. And when Janet was hitting New Jack Swing, like that was, I'm such a Janet fan. Her music means so much for me. But there's so many different artists and bands and groups in that era that just like the sound is unique. It's fun. It's funky. It's upbeat. The songs are fun. The lyrics are awesome. If we're talking favorite genre, that's probably going to be it.
okay.
Um, but like I'm kind of lame. Like, I just like top 20, and I say
Oh,
top 20 because it's like whatever is a hit is a hit. If it
that is
sounds good, it
true.
sounds good. Okay.
I ain't mad. Listen, I'm not mad. I think my genre would have to be like early 2000s R&B. Like for
Yeah.
me, that's like I always just resonate with like I don't know why, don't judge me, don't analyze me, but I resonate with like sad music, right? Like I like music. Don't get me wrong, like I like happy music, but if I'm taking a bath, like I'm gonna need to put on some Kelly Price. So I don't know why I just like
Wow. I mean, like, can we try some Sade next time? You
Sade on the
know,
playlist. Listen,
that's not sad though.
I mean,
You can
but
say
she's
moody.
she
You like an ambient moody
yes.
type of. Yeah,
So,
it's real.
wherever it gets me in my emotions, I feel like I just resonate. Sometimes they be like, "Why you listen to this sad song?" I'm like, "I'm not sad. I just like the song." So, um, I do want to know if you were a rapper, what would your rap name be, and what
Ooh.
would the title of your first rap single be?
I feel like T Mac.
Oh my God, I was gonna say that. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, good. I mean, yeah,
All
I feel
right.
like T Mac works. Could be Big Mac, but no, it can't
Yeah,
be
T,
Big
we gonna
Mac.
go with T Mac or
T
Tay Mac.
Mac.
We could do a Tay Mac.
No, I actually hate being called Tay.
Called Tay.
Like Tay is literal nails on a chalkboard to me. It's only my Twitter handle because that's the amount of characters I could get. But when people call me Tay, I'm like, ew,
Hi.
don't ever again,
Okay.
ever. So anyway, so T Mac would be my rap name. And my first single would probably be like, it would have to be, I'm trying to think of stuff with like
Okay.
sword or resilience. So it would have to be like slicing bitches up
Oh, okay.
or stabbing these
Slicing.
hoes. Slice them. I like
Slicing.
slicing.
T-Mac slicing. Okay.
Slicing and slice and dice, one of the two.
Oh, no. Okay. Come on, that Detroit coming out, not slicing the dice.
No, there's this hilarious TikTok I saw that was like it made fun of every Detroit beat, and someone commented and said it's Halloween year round in Detroit.
Just child sound like Philly, okay? Sound like Philly. Now to close this out, first of all, we're so thankful to have you this, hour-long conversation about all over the realm of things. And truly we're so grateful to have you. I would like to know what you today in 2024, if you
24.
could give right, 2024. Like I remember
Leap
being a
year.
like now. I remember being in like eighth grade doing the math of like how old I would be. I'm like, child, not 23 in 2024. Woo, I'm getting
Oh,
old.
23 and 2024. Yes, I turned
Mm-hmm.
30 on the
Oh,
last day of the year.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, welcome to the dirty. It only get like a bottle of fine wine. It gets
Better with
better
time.
with time. Okay, yes.
Mm.
What they say, darker the berry, the sweeter the
Sweet
juice.
the juice. Well, let me get some sun real quick.
Let's. Okay.
I'll give it brown skin. I'm trying to get dwarf skin.
Come on, brown skin
Come on, India.
girl.
Oh, not
Oh,
that one.
well, now, mind you, I was thinking India, but I was saying Beyonce though. But I was like, I wonder if she'll know India. Okay,
Okay,
because I am not my hair.
come on.
Mm, mm,
I
mm,
am
mm,
not that.
mm.
Words.
Harmony. Okay, girl, I'm
We
helping
all have
you
our
out.
role. We
Okay,
all have our role.
okay, I'm helping you out. Now, what message or what advice would you give little T? Think of like your 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old self. Like, what is a message if you could send to yourself today's T to little T?
What grade is it? 8, 9?
Or think like high school. Think like first year in high school.
Oh, girl. Um, don't cry about homecoming. That guy that you wanted to go with is bald now.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
I am not my hair.
Hello. Well, no. He doesn't need to listen to that song.
Oh,
He can be bald and sad. Other
okay, yeah.
people can be bald and happy. He can be bald and sad.
Or
No, but really, my real advice would be just like pursue your own path.
mm,
Yeah. Pursue your own path and don't let anybody sway you otherwise. I don't know. I think things worked out pretty well for me.
yes, okay. Pursue your own path. And it's crazy to think that would be your message to your younger self. And I think when we started this podcast, right,
Mhm.
talking about closing a chapter and kind of stepping out on faith and beginning a new chapter and pursuing your own path.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just
So,
really grateful. It's a good space to be in. I'm really lucky.
well, I am happy for you. So happy to have you here. I have so much love for you. Thank you again for coming on the podcast. And I'm sure this will be the first of many. Okay. I got more harmonies for you to know the words to.
Well, let me call you after this and you can have me laughing on the floor again.
All right. Well, thank you
I
so
love
much,
you.
Taylor.
I want everyone to know if you are listening to this podcast, you already know that Brice is a delight, an angel, a great being on this earth. But I want you to really take that in and sit with it and know that you have impacted so many people in such an amazing and wonderful way. And I want you to not be afraid to tell yourself that you are a good person and you are deserving of love and kindness and happiness. And it is not bad or selfish or cocky for you to believe so.
Received. Thank you so much. Love you, Taylor. Trying to make me cry.
Nah.